I don't know. I don't even want to say I feel shook, but I've got to the point. I've done everything I could do in my house now. That makes sense. Not in my house, but you know what I mean. Like, I've made beats. I've learned how to make Instagram filters. I've recorded, got things mixed and mastered. Like, it's not. So all the stuff I need to do now is outside. I need to do a show. I need to do videos. I need to do. You know what I'm saying? That like, get back outside basically. And to be fair, I didn't mind it. I'm not. I'll say I'm quite lucky. I didn't have. Like, I wasn't going mad in my house. I couldn't do nothing. I had all the stuff where I could do everything more. Even like I said, I doubled down. I focused on lots of things that I wanted to learn how to do. Like even editing my photos and that, like, you know, streaming, learning how to use the cameras, all these things I'd not say I didn't have time for, but I'm in my house, there's no distractions. So even literally through like all the whole week, there's no distractions, but no one's drawing me out. I ain't got to go there and go there and do this and, do you know what I mean? And it's like some of them things that you do on a day-to-day are a bit fruitless. You know what I mean? You just like go to this set, do this interview, go out here, go to this dance or whatever like it is. It's just a bit, really when you deep it, a lot of it's just for nothing. Nothing comes of it even. You know what I mean? You're just doing stuff and that takes time. But obviously now I can say, like I said, when I said, yo, how do I make an Instagram filter? And I sat down and watched YouTube and and download it and learn, okay, that's how you do it. All right, how do I want to improve my home setup. Like, how do I do that? Boom, boom, and I just had more time for it. So coming out of it now, I don't know if I'm done. I want to say shook, but I'm like, okay, rah. I still want to have that thing of doing stuff. I don't want to just get distracted and fall off and then panic write or panic create, if that makes sense. Yeah. Because then you're just back to living life. You're back to living life fully. And again, it's not bad, but I need to find my balance on that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of my thing I need to go, but I still need to keep this thing of doing stuff every day. Because obviously we're self-employed. I ain't got no manager, no boss, no nothing. So it's no one's telling me to do it. If I go sleep for 3 weeks, bro, no one cares. Like, not obviously people care, but you know what I mean? No one's gonna say, oh, why are you doing this? I have to do something. So obviously with me here, there's nothing to do. There's no set thing to do. I'm making sure I wake up and do something a day. Like today I've done a couple features and I've got to write something else for EP. So that's my goal. Otherwise, if I just, you know what I mean, you have to make sure you do something. But I don't want the world to open up and me just get distracted by just outside. You know what I mean? Well, I realised the video thing, I don't want to say I don't enjoy doing videos, but videos isn't where people find, man, if that makes sense. Like, no one ever watches my videos and thinks, wow. I mean, because I ain't got no big budget, I'm not signed to anything, so it's not like I could slap money on fireworks and fire. Do you know what I mean? So the video is more like the idea. It's all about the idea. So if I just have so it's the same things. Like I have the idea for a video or have the idea for a post. So it's the exact same thing. And obviously the post is, I can literally do by myself here. You know what I mean? So I had the voiceover for the crepes the other day for the New Balance thing. I was all right, that would be quite funny. And I could just, put my camera on the floor, walk, sit here, do that, it's done. You know what I mean? Whereas a video, I'd have to do this and do that, and it's more steps to it. So it was, to be fair, it's a lot easier because all of it is an idea. Like I guess if I was someone like I don't know, like Dave or Jamie, like Jamie's videos are crazy. Do you know what I mean? Him and Matt Walker, his videos are nuts. So he can't just do that in your house. Do you know what I mean? Like his expectations for his videos is a lot bigger than mine. Do you know what I mean? So my thing can be smalling down, pause, and it can still convey. And we're in the house, like no one's, like if you're sitting down to watch something for 3-4 minutes, it's more likely gonna be like, it's not really music videos, if that makes sense. I feel like. I don't know, saying that, I feel like if you short it down and put it on your phone quickly, people are just consuming it because everyone's just bored. Everyone's at home. You know what I mean? So I always wanted to have some things, or think like my YouTube or whatever. I do this advice thing now. I think it's hilarious. I think it's just all it is things that I think is funny. I do. You know what I mean? I think, oh, that's jokes, or that would be interesting. I'll give it a go. And I always wanted to set up something what I can do literally by myself, so I don't have to have bare stuff. So before, when you say I was quite innovative with the videos, it's because I didn't have no P. And I was thinking, all right, someone's going to lend me their camera for a couple hours. Like Morgan used to lend me the camera, or Wawa, he lives down the road from me. I'll be like, oh, what if I pay you X amount, but you ain't got to edit it, just got to... Obviously, I didn't want to waste his time. So I'm thinking of something we could do in one shot. Or, like I said, Morgan would lend me his camera. Like when he started managing Western, he just had the cat. You're not shooting with it. Then borrow it to me, and I'll just try a thing. Who else helped me? Bare people helped me, man. I mean, like, I'll just try a thing, and like, or someone will come to interview me at the studio, and I'll be like, what? If give me an hour, if Ali come interview me and we'll film it, but give me an hour, and I'll just go up to the roof and do something, and then I'll just work with what I've got. Do you know what I mean? So it's the same thing, but just inside my house. I just think I wake up and think, oh, how can I make the cat float? And then I just done the little Agatha spell, and the next thing you know, that happens. You know what I mean? Well, you know, but how many? A million streams is what, 3 bags if you're lucky, and that's how many that's how many months after, and who gets a million streams all the time? You know what I mean? Not me. But the merch thing is important, mainly because it just blocks out your tribe, innit? Like who's really here for your vibes, not just the person who was in the playlist or that their brethren likes it, or you know what I mean, or you're the guy. I've never been the guy like that, so sometimes people are just there to be there. Whereas the merch says, yo, these people here, they really mess with your thing. And it helps. In terms of the P and that, it literally, that's what helps. Otherwise, I wouldn't make no P. I don't make money off grass. I don't really make no money off streams. Like, I'm not at that point. You know what I mean? Not really, nah. Because when I calculate it down to once I've got it recorded, mixed, mastered, shot the video, rare tear, I don't really make no P from the songs, actually. Like, hopefully I'll get a show off it, or I'll sell. So it's important, it's the anchor. Like, you can't just, like I said, all the merch I've done that has nothing to do with any music does not do well. All of it has to coincide with something that's happening. With the lockdown thing, with lockdown, so the merch in terms of that t-shirts and things like that, I thought, I don't want to be selling people t-shirts. And first of all, a lot of people are broke because of this thing, naturally. So selling t-shirts where you're going to sit in your house and rare, I thought that's not really, it's sound bad, it's not really moral, if that makes sense. I'm saying, I got, buy this hoodie and all that. So, that's not really the, you know what I mean, buy more clothes to sit in your house with. So I changed it up. So I've done the chain, I've done another chain, I've done a jigsaw. What else have I done? I've done a hat. That's done all right. Wait, I can't remember what I've done. But basically, merch is very important. If I was an artist, I don't know how I'd survive without it, if I'm honest. Really.
Especially with no shows.
Yeah, and I never had shows before. I ain't got no agent or nothing like that. So I never had shows before. So it's not like, oh, my agent's gonna line me up XYZ shows and rare. So yeah. And so again, if I was an artist who had shows, like I don't even know. Like and it's weird. Like I'm thinking, like a P Money. P Money is sick and he's got so many. He does shows, and I'm thinking, but then again, it's a thing because again, he's his audience is so much larger, so it would be harder for him to maintain merch. Like it's me. When you see the merch, when you look at your merch in your post, whatever you buy for me, it's me. I'm here in my front room. I got the orders. I got my printer here. I package up. It's all me. But I'm thinking, if I was getting thousands and thousands of orders, it would be a lot. Do you know what I mean? So you know what I mean? Is it worth the time? You know, my operation is very, like, here, if that makes sense. Like here, when I'm talking to you now, I'm doing interviews like this. I'm recording on the same bit. I'm recording content. I am printing out my orders. I'm walking down to the post office, getting my steps in so the belly are big, and coming back and posting about. Do you know what I mean? Like it's all here. I'm thinking if I was like, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know who's the super high now. Like Fredo or Dave or whoever or Storms or whoever their thing's crazy. Now, let me not as big as that. Someone who's more, yeah, I'll say P Money. P Money is the best example. P Money gets millions of streams, a high amount of views, and has a very large audience. It would probably be more difficult for him to run merch regularly because it's a lot to do. You know what I mean? You have to have a team and you have to have a, you know what I mean? Jamie's an example of someone who's got crazy amount of fans, but he does his own merch. But obviously, like it's rare when he drops merch. So like he can print up 1,000 t-shirts or 2,000 t-shirts and say, yo, here they are, and they're all gonna go. But obviously, he will save money in terms of because he's printed up such large amounts and it's rare, and they're definitely gonna sell out. So he don't have to do that every month, basically. You know what I mean? So for me, I try to do something every month or every 2 months, smaller amounts obviously, and just keep it more regular like that because my fan base isn't as big. But he's a person who also does it himself, so I rate that. But again, he's not relying on, well, I don't know actually, I don't know my man's financial situation, but I mean, he's not relying on that to get to the next month. But he does that for his fans because it's special. I mean, he likes, like, yes, I want to give you something special as well, which is the same as mine. So I'm kind of like the in-between. You know what I mean? I want to give them something, but also, you know what I mean? But my day-to-day is, I don't know, it's kind of, it depends on what I'm doing. So like right now, I've got my EP, my next EP is ready, safe. So it's all mixed mastered. So now I have to figure out how I'm going to get it out there. You know, I've got to do a photo shoot, I've got to do cover, I've got to do what's the theme, all these things, not theme of the music, but what's the visual language, how am I going to do that? So my day-to-day now is just figuring that out. So okay, wake up, research, book this in, how about this, how about that? Obviously it's between me, Stevie and Adam, actually, my brother Adam, who does like my videos now with me. So I've been like, oh, how about this, can we do that? So maybe my day is just to create something every day. That's my thing. So if I'm not, like, I've got features to do, I'll sit down and do my features. I'll go post, obviously if I got orders, I'll go post office, get them sent out. I'll come back and record. I don't really like recording for recording's sake. So right now I'm not really recording because I've got nothing to say. I've just finished the EP, so it's not really like that. But generally I'll come, record, go post office, like try to figure out well in advance what I'm going to be doing for my next project. Answering emails and DMs. That's my whole thing. Because that's also key. Again, I don't have an agent or a manager, so I need to be on point with the email. So if someone's offering me opportunity, I can go back and forth and all that. You know what I mean?
Smashed up the mix once again. A mad thing.
The process of becoming like Manga Saint Hilare by myself, away from Roll Deep, it wasn't that hard. I felt like I wasted a lot of time. So the difference, when we was in Roll Deep, and when I first joined, obviously we had the album In at the Deep End, everything was excited, boom, boom. But I never actually got to do a lot of the stuff because I wasn't one of the premiere members. Obviously I wasn't, I was just you, and I'm on one song, which was the one song they were pushing Well I'm Here, and I ain't done nothing. I wasn't the most popular one. But I saw everything. So a lot of stuff, what I did get to see or do, so like in terms of like deals and management and even, look, I'm not on none of the magazine covers. I think I'm on one, maybe. But like, do you know what I mean? And even that was all, I wasn't in contact with no label, no manager, none of that. You know what I mean? I'll get Flowdown call me, or yeah, probably Flowdown or Wiley, and obviously Wiley's not that reliable, but because he's got 1,000 things to do himself. But I saw a lot. So I'm observing. I just saw when I was in Roll Deep, Roll Deep for Life, when I was there, the most key thing I thought to do was just be sick to me, because all the people that were sick were prospering. So Wiley was my favorite MC, Flo, and they were just doing great stuff. But I didn't understand, he is negotiating with this one, he's doing this, and he's setting up this and setting up that. I didn't know none of that. I just thought, if you're sick, someone will come and sign you, and you'll get P, and you'll get to release songs. Do you know what I mean? So even now to studio and X, Y, Z, I didn't get none of that. I wasn't there. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't there. When I could be there, I was there. Nearer the end is when I was more of how I am now. When after So it was all when I'm here, that was all road thing. I missed out on a lot of that. Then it was, then we got around when it was all good times and that. I was closer. I moved closer to where everyone lived. I moved back to South, and I was just around more. Me and Target's relationship grew, and I just saw things. Again, no one said to me, "Yo, come get on this booking agency and rare, but I saw, okay, man's doing this, doing that. That's how that works, and this how this works. Because I didn't know about no distributor. I didn't know about. That's why I never had no mixtape or nothing like that. Once I learned how to do certain things for myself, that's when it started running. Because no one sat down and told me nothing. Everyone, obviously, the man, but I get it now. Man are just doing stuff, and a lot of the stuff, man are just figuring it out themselves. So I know the perception might have been, yeah, you was around and their stuff was going on, and you had your manager, and you must have done. But I never had no. Our manager was called Dave at one point, but again, I was not his. I remember he wasn't I wasn't his priority at all. I didn't even know about that. I know him more on a bit, but. Again, that's after everything's said and done. Do you know what I mean? After everything's all done, like Wiley's taken care of, and this one, and Danny and Tarky will go into Relentless. I've never been to them. Till we done Good Times, I've never been to none of them buildings. So 2010, 11, I've never been to none of them buildings. And even then, obviously I wasn't on any of them songs. So I never had the behind the scenes where it's not at all like, I guess me and Target's relationship grew and I understood certain things. And obviously you're here for a long time. I'm just seeing stuff. So anyway, nearer the end of Roll Deep, when it was like, I guess disbanded, when everyone just went, I was already trying to do my own thing fully. Like, so I'll record myself. I watched Wiley do that. I watched Wiley press record and run in the booth and alter it up and mix it up, and it's outside. I'm like, oh, I didn't know you can do that. You know what I mean? But again, all the other parts are important, like doing the video and things like that. I'd never had no P. I didn't even know you can do that. You can do your own video or put out your own music. How do you do that? Like I'm saying, that's what I was putting out. Remember, I always refer to this conversation with yourself. That I was complaining that I wasn't making no money from music, yeah? And you said, are you selling your music? And I said, no. And you said, how do you make money from it? And I said, oh yeah. Two conversations I had in music, I'll never forget. One was with you and one was with Cyan. And Cyan told me not to quit because everyone's a prick and don't quit. And she said, look, everyone's a prick, don't quit, it's long. In Visions, I'll never forget it. And me and you, and I was at my granny's house in Luton, like obviously Brock, and I was just complaining, and you said, Bob, you don't even sell your music, so how can you make money from it? And I thought, oh yeah. I thought, oh yeah, for real. Because I'm thinking, you're just man and you get signed and they'll give you P and you'll get shows and you just murk. Like you go Eskimo dance, you just murk. I'm not asking, again, when I'm doing all this road, like when I was doing Sidewinder, I never got paid. Like when we done Good Times, I got paid. When I was doing the things for good, I got paid then. But before, I never got no P for music until 2010. But that's on me. Because I wasn't using my head. I was going mad. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so when I decided, yeah, come, bruv, you gotta do your own thing. You gotta have to get your own identity. Because again, I realized that at one point, I'm not saying it's not that hard, but it's not that hard. I'm not as dumb as you. So why was I moving dumb, basically? And obviously the internet and the things like that just made it more accessible to just learn all this stuff. It's not all secret. A lot of the music industry is bare secret convos. How much do you make? How do you do this? How do you do that? It's all like some, you know what I mean? Because everyone shook, especially then. Everyone was shook. No one wanted to tell you in case you went further. You know what I mean? Or they'll keep it in between their group. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I never got them conversations, but I thought the key was Merc, innit? Because I saw my favorite person was Wiley. He was murking and he had all the stuff. But then again, I also saw him be Brock, be up, be loved, be hated, be the in-thing, be the out-thing. And again, with Roll Deep, we got signed, we got dropped, we was done the pop songs, and everyone was next to, what are they called? Not Little Mix, what's up, Saturdays and all these, like, we love you, lot. And then next month, they don't know who we are. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all, so I understood this thing is air. You have to have something stable in terms of a fan base. You can't rely on the middle, like when you've got the song. Because I remember when we've had the songs, or we would, like when we started out was When I'm Here, we was the equivalent of Rascal OFB. You know what I mean? Like the street, like whatever Roll Deep touched, it was a fire. You know what I mean? OFB thing, Harlem Spartans, whoever, one of them man there. And then when we got the pop rhythms, we was on top, you know what I mean? And then after, when we were still doing, obviously we didn't grime the whole time, we were doing rules and regulations and no comment star and all these things. Like they wasn't trying to, well, no comment star, they weren't trying to hear us. It's you're done. Well, hold on, you're not saying you loved us, lot. Even down to the stupid West End clubs, everyone pretended it was sick. I remember when we wasn't on and we was trying to get to them, it was like, we did. I said, bro, 2 weeks ago, bro, we was rolling up in there 15-man deep, having the time of our lives. And that made me bring up everything. So all of that bred, and that's why I just thought, let me just go and do my thing. All of focusing on being the in thing. I've seen people come and go, pause, so often. Like when you were there with the in, I don't want to name names, but you lot was like, yeah, they loved you, the industry loved you, everyone loved you. Then they decided, no, we like this guy now, or this girl now. And then your thing that changed, and it's wiped out. And then baff, it spins them out, it send you mad. You know what I mean? And again, the only person, I keep going back to Wiley, the only person I can see who survived it bare times is him. I mean, by just having the rhythm. Every time they thought he was done, here's Eskimo, here's Rolex, here's Heatwave, here's like Bossy. Every time, man. So I thought, brother, you just have to have the music. But no, not really. Not today anyway. You have to have it all, but I realized, but you don't have to be as plugged in. You can literally be your own entity, separate. And it's okay. I guess your ego kind of makes you want to be involved as well. Like you, and especially today where it's numbers based, literally. Like I could feel that I was the best, but I thought, them man ain't heard me, the labels ain't heard me, if they heard me, they know, or there. But now you can, if I release the same song same day as, let's say, Novelist, yeah, and we both release it on our channels, and or even if Novelist gets, I don't know, 20,000 views and I get 1,000 views, I'm like, oh well, that must be better. Like that, your ego says, whoa, shit, that's a look. It's very, or fam, I said this yesterday. I think Fredo got 21 million views in 7 months on his Daily Duppy. Yesterday. I think Fredo got 21 million views in 7 months on his Daily Duppy.
Man got run up on by the 30-minute timer on the DSLR.
I know, yeah.
So Fredo, 21 mil.
So Fredo got 21 million on his Daily Duppy in 7 months. That's insane. So imagine now you've got your freestyle thing and you're looking at it and saying, what's the point? Like, hold on, my man's zatting off views. Like, and it's so obvious, or more followers, or it's obvious now. It's not before where you can say, oh, I know I'm better, like, rare. It's so clear. You know what I mean? So the things we base the thing off is different. And again, not saying man are not talented or nothing like that, but if you're there, you can feel very disheartened and just get caught up trying to be like that. So then you start doing things, you start trying to copy what he did to get them views, even though he got them views because of who he is and what he said. You can't copy them vibe there, and you can't denounce it either. Do you know what I mean? So as long as you don't let your ego get in the way, you can just go off and not worry about that. You have to, I don't say work harder, but you have to be aware of your audience. And I'm not competing with certain man. They're not in my bit. I'm not competing with no one, and that sounds like a cliche thing, but you're not competing with no one. You have to just do your thing and be thankful for the people you do have, and just try to grow that. Because I remember when I first saw my first merch, I think it was Hate Me Slow t-shirts from my Reluctant Adventurer project, and it was had the lyric on the thing. I sold about 7, maybe, that actually sold. I printed more up, but I gave them out and rare. And now I can sell about 100 of something, 150, 100, you know what I'm saying? Of something, of like a CD or whatever. And I remember thinking, well, imagine you can sell 100. So hopefully I can grow that to 1,000. But there's no point in me looking at KSI and saying, oh, he just sold out 15,000 of his key rings or something. I don't even know what KSI sells, but I mean, obviously he's very successful what he does. But I'm at a point, he also sold 1 or 2. And also, it doesn't, allow me, but man. Just messing up my interview with my mate, bro.
That's going in the edit.
KSI sold 1. And you might not ever get to sell. If I'm put it like this, I'm not going to be Wiley. I'm not going to be Stormzy. I'm not going to be Skepta. And I say this all the time. You're like, don't play yourself, brother. No. If it was going to happen by now, I would have X amount of million views. But that doesn't mean I can't be successful in what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone thinks that if I say that, it means I'm not gonna again, like I use Stormzy as an example, but like don't say everything fell into place for him. But it did. I would say he didn't do work, but it fell into place for him. Like it all worked. Like he was doing music from time. He got songs that bubbled up in the streets. It went over. He got a cult following, and he was successful commercially. He's done good. It's all fit into place. But that feeling of discovery, you can't get that if you've been around as long as I have. Do you know what I mean? You can't. Or Central Season, another one. Yeah, that's my guy from years. I'm saying I've got Central songs on my SoundCloud from 7 years ago. Yeah, but he's new to people. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, so now he's found his mark and his sound, he can go. You know what I mean? And he's new. No one's worried about the song we done or whatever. Obviously, what I'm trying to say is, whereas someone like myself, who's had, will look upon us, had multiple tracks, he said, yo, you've been a roadie, you've had one I'm you've done this, you've done all these things. I'm not new to no one. Another thing, for that week, if there's something else going on, like, so if I would have released my project last week, 2 weeks ago, when it was Capo and Jamie and Frisco's thing, my thing would have been air. Well, not air, but I couldn't have been the picture on Grime Shutdown or Grime Underground on YouTube. Obviously, they're the bigger artists, so it would have been not missed out. But you know what I mean? Like, if it was a choice between the two, it would have been them. So, or Skepta releases or Wiley releases. I mean, so it's different. I understand that. No, but I understand. Skepta is a good example of becoming new to a lot of people. But previous to that, he was also a guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, so he's done Lord of the Mics. He's had legendary freestyles. He's had legendary rhythms. So that's what I'm saying, like, that things happen. And obviously you're going to push over to the edge and have a new audience. That's what you want. That's what you want. You want to go over. But I haven't had, not to be like downplay myself, I haven't had the legendary thing wherever. Maybe, you know, I've never not lie. Maybe Outbursts and Make It Out Alive are my legacy so far. I think the projects are like my thing, but there isn't one song or a moment where you can say, yeah, like someone said, yo, go check out Manga. You have to say, go listen to the project, go listen to Outburst, go listen to Make It Out Alive. Do you know what I mean? It'll be a combination of things. Whereas at one point, if you say, go listen to Skepta, what you don't know about Skepta, what go on in. Do you know what I mean? Or you don't know about Skepta, what shut down. You know what I mean? Like, it's a one that moment of having that. Like I said, so I go back to it again. Or Leisha. Leisha was a sick example of that. Leisha's been around for ages. And then when she done Queen's Speech, I think it was 4, and it went over the edge. Now, obviously, she's gone off and done amazing stuff. That's her moment to say, oh, that was the time when it changed. You know what I mean? So I guess sometimes you try to chase that moment, and I think you don't really know when it's going to be. I just want to be in the game. I want to be able to take care of myself, take care of my family, not like pay for everything, you know what I mean? Take care of myself, take care of my family, doing this thing. That's it. Like I said, so when I say I'm not going to be Stormzy, I'm not going to be Skepta, like you said, they're Messi, they're Ronaldo, all these people, I feel that gets, like all these man are, they're just blessed, innit? Like their music thing, like I want to say their musicality, I don't know what it is, like some people just have it. I'm not going to pretend like this is the only thing I could have done. I wasn't born to be Manga Saint Hilare, the MC guy. I could have been flipping doing the best Warhammer player in the world, not best, but I could have been doing Warhammer. I could have been doing anything, it sounds anything. I'm not really, I wouldn't tell you I'm the sickest MC in the world. I'm not. I've worked hard at it and I'm very good. And because I'm very good at it because I work hard at it and I love it. Do you know what I mean? But I know other people, again, I'll keep using Wiley example because I'm not long put it. So Wiley, like this is all he can do. He was only going to do this. Skepta as a person. When we went radio back in Wade and I saw him spit, he was definitely going to do this. Do you know what I mean? This is what he was going to do the whole time. P Money's one of them. Man's in the corner, like, just get all these people, they're born to do this thing. Like, they couldn't have been working in Sainsbury's, ever. Do you know what I mean? I could have worked at Sainsbury's and become the best manager there, or like, you know what I mean, or I don't know, area manager, I don't know. But do you know what I mean? Like, there's other things I could have adopted this skill and this, I don't want to say mindset, mindset maybe, I guess. Or it's in like, you know, when you're, what's it, when you got an inquiring mind?
Inquisitive.
I don't know, but whatever. Huh?
Inquisitive. I could have put this inquisitive mind into anything. I like learning things. Like I said, I could have been a video director. I could have been, if I knew that was open to me, but I didn't. You know what I mean? But I love music. Full stop. Anyway, listening. But I mean, the creation of music. I like. It's not my like. It's not. Like I say, I wasn't chosen to do this, but I'm doing it. I chose to do it. That's the best way to do it. So when I say to people, I'm not gonna be very rare. Because I feel like, no, I'm not. But again, that does not mean I can't be the nang at it and make money from it and encourage people else to do it and help people and do stuff with this thing. And do, yeah, you know what I mean? What's next is my next EP. I say EP is, what many songs we got? 7 or 8 songs. I'm looking forward to getting that out there because I've had that for a bit. I'm looking forward to. I'm just looking forward to doing the show. You know, I don't know if I'm gonna get to do one. To be fair, I don't think it's gonna be as simple as everyone thinks it's gonna be. It's not just gonna open up and it's gonna be raves and that. But I'm looking forward to doing the show. That's one of my favorite. No, that probably is my favorite part of music. I'm not really in love with studio and mix downs and all these. You know what I mean? Or recording. I love performing. That's why a lot of the, like we're saying, a lot of the early years, I just like going with the race with the man and shelling. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy radio as well. But yeah, I just want to perform. Some of them. Obviously, I've had Make It Out Loud was my was my probably most successful project I've ever done. And you know, got nominated for the MOBO, got all these things. I've never got to perform it, and I had that in mind. When making it, like, oh, when this song thing, oh, we're gonna, yeah, man, this is the most thought up, but I've never got to perform it, so I'd love to have a chance to perform it. So that's what I'm looking forward to most. I'm just not having to, just being outside a bit. You know what I mean? But there's less fear. That's what it is. I can't wait for it to just less fear around everything, and everyone could just settle a bit. That's it. I love that.